as much as 28%. And we also had a swift bullish alert that alerted at 30 cents. It's currently at 45 cents for a 50% gain. So that's a nice gain. I want to show you something on this IGT chart. I'm going to go ahead and click on this. Also going to show you the flow. And this is what the flow looks like, right? The flow looks awesome. Look at all these sweeps that came in. Price is moving in the right direction on these sweeps, and they are buying the crap out of these. So if I had to guess on maybe what might get talked about on the halftime show, IGT could be one of them. They do have earnings next week, so keep that in mind. Shows October 30th as the earnings date. But if you look at this chart, this is, let me expand this chart here. This is on a 1 minute. So I actually had set up an alert on this, and I'm going to draw a horizontal line right here. This is that turtle line that we talk about. Let me pull up a horizontal line so you can see right about in here, right? You can see where it rejected, you know, it's just barely crossed, rejected, pulled all the way back down here. That was first thing. That was actually a turtle line that started on Friday. We came up, we tested it this morning at 7:48 a.m., got a little pullback, right? And then went up and popped right through it, and now this thing is popping. So I actually had my alert set up for this turtle line. 1364 is the number that I used. And as soon as it crossed that 1364 and I saw it pop above it, saw it hold right in here, which you can see this is a previous area where there was some consolidation. I would expect that to act as either support or break through it and become resistance, right? But it held this area very nicely. Went back up and popped right through that turtle line, and now it's running. It's making a nice move. So I did follow this alert. I'm currently up about 30% on the alert because I didn't get in necessarily right when that came in. I got in a little higher, but I was waiting for this confirmation of the break on this turtle line. So that's kind of what I was watching in the short term. Now, let's just take a quick glance. I'll pull up a 15-minute chart. Let's see what we see. See these lines and how they coincide with longer term areas of support and resistance. I mean, this is the same spot that was back on October 15th, right? And now we're above that. So now what are we looking for? Well, I can see a line here at 1374-ish. And we've passed that. We've gotten through that. So then the next kind of major area on this 15-minute chart, 1388, looks like a good spot to keep an eye on. And then look at this. Then you're up. You break 14, and then you've got even more room, you know, to the upside. You can just kind of draw these areas of potential resistance along the way and see how it acts at each of these levels. This is on a 15-minute chart, right? Now, obviously, I'm not trading on a 15-minute chart because I'm not planning on holding these out to January, but I'll keep an eye on it on a 1-minute chart, and I'll just see as we approach those levels how it reacts. So I went and drew my lines on a 15-minute chart to get an idea on the longer-term trend. And I'll just kind of watch these, and I'll make new lines. You know, on the 1 minute as it changes direction, I'll make a new line, and I'll just try to keep riding it up. I keep moving my stop up. So, you know, right now we are at 1380, right? So this area here, 1376, kind of hoping that acts as support. If it doesn't, and it pulls back, I'll let it come back down here to 1372. As long as that area holds, then I'll be comfortable with it for now. If it continues to drop down past that, I'll probably drop it at that point. But right now I'm green on it. The alert is great. This is how I use blackbox, right? The alert comes in, I see it, go look at the chart. See if I can see why that flow is coming in. Now again, this could be two things going on here. One, maybe there's some news coming. Maybe it was the chart setup, like I showed you the longer term chart. It was sitting at support. And this can also be a play into earnings. They did play longer term. They played way out past earnings, but you know they may be playing these expecting a run into ER, and the calls were cheap. I mean, these, granted, they're way out of the money, right? We're at 1380 and they're buying $16 calls out to January. Does that mean that they're going to hold them till they get to $16 or they're expecting it to get to $16? No, doesn't at all. As you can see, we bought $16 calls out to January for 35 cents. I think is what the alert came in, and they're already at 45, 50 cents. So you can make money off those longer term calls in the short term. Now what I see right now on the 1 minute is we're getting this little bit of pullback here, right? And we did just break for the first time under the 8-period EMA on the 1 minute chart. So now I'm going to watch this closely and see what happens right around this 8 EMA. And like I said, if it continues to pull back, I want to see this 1372-ish area hold. That's kind of what I'm using as my mental stop. I don't actually have a stop in yet because I got in the trade and I wanted to go live, so I haven't had a chance to put in my stop yet, but I'm going to go do that now. But anyway, those are the areas that I would keep an eye on. Great alert on Blackbox. If you're not a member already, please, if you can see that, use my link up top. We are doing a trial week right now, so if you're interested in getting in and trying this out, send me a message, leave me a comment, and I'll get you hooked up with the trial link. That is the normal link that you see up above. So hope that was helpful. Hope that gives you something to look for if you're in IGT, if you're watching IGT. If you are not subscribed to my channel on YouTube, the links I will post. But go find me on YouTube, BenderProfitBox. Follow me on Twitter so that you get notified. Make sure you click the little bell so you get notifications when I go live and I do stuff like this, just to give you an idea of what to look at on the chart. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next video.